2, 1. Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
It's totally a guess, Tom, totally a guess. But I'm thinking the very first person to ever hear an echo probably thought the world was talking back. My name is Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the, what is this? The 20th day of September, the year 2025, the latest it has ever been.
In the history of mankind. Actually, what it was he had just gotten married and he realized that his wife was repeating everything he said. Oh, yeah? So you're going to go out gambling with your friends? So that's my take on it.
Do you like that new Echo commercial? I think it's T-Mobile. It's you guys from Scrubs. He yells.
Oh, I love. They're coming out with the new Scrubs, by the way.
Are they really?
They are.
That was one of those shows with lots of dialogue, like so much dialogue.
And okay, but what made that show so great was the quickness, the timing, and the camaraderie. You can tell they are probably best friends in life, because if they weren't, when the show's done, they're like, "See you later, don't ever
Right?
call me." But they're still doing commercials, and now they're going to do a show again. They were just my favorite sitcom of all time. And second is MASH. It used to be MASH, now it's Scrubs.
Really?
But oddly enough, oh my God, I love that show. Oddly enough, you know what my third favorite sitcom is?
The Secret Life of Billy Gillis.
Well, that's close. That's like 927 on my list. Corner Gas, it's called.
Oh, you told me about that before.
I have, yeah.
Canadian show.
Yeah, Canadian.
All right.
Eh?
Let's cut off Tom before he gets really goofy. Let's just go. Our big number of the week this week.
Way too late for that.
Our current race to 10. Tom and I are tied at a score of 5 right now. And our big number of the week, as you see scrolling on the screen below, is 27,000. Is the answer this week NFL or Nintendo?
Go Packers.
NFL or Nintendo. And Tom will be sending me his answers shortly, his guess. And I challenge you. I challenge the masses. Use your Google machine, use your AI, whatever you want to use, and see if you can find a recent story with the number 27,000 attached to it, and see if you can find the answer. I challenge you. Use whatever search engine you find to be the best. Let's see if somebody can get it this week. 27,000. The answer is NFL or Nintendo. Which one is it? Put your guess in the comments below. We got a few shout outs this week. Before we get to our guest, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to the Special Olympics Region A Golf Day that they had down in Rochelle this week. Had a wonderful time meeting with the folks down there. Got to meet in person, face to face, Susan Colburn, who was our guest on our show a little over a month ago promoting this Golf Day fundraiser. She was delightful, her and her mom. And I had a chance to chat for, I don't know, maybe 40, 45 minutes and catch up in real time, in IRL. In real life. That's right. And she's great. She's looking forward to a 2026 season. She's got some other sports that she'd like to participate in, and quite the athlete, quite the strong gal. So all the best to Susan and her mom. Also a shout out to Kevin Polkey, who had me on as a guest on his podcast called The Journey. You'll find him on YouTube. And the SOS fundraiser was this week. Shatter Our Silence and Four Corners Wellness. They had me back to MC again this year, despite people's telling them they probably shouldn't. And it was a good night. We had a lot of fun at Prairie Street. A great program, some music and a video by Vixen Productions that was just amazing. Well done to Olivia and Kirsten, and of course Lonnie, Lonnie owns Vixen Productions, and put together a really great video. Lots of money raised to help further the cause of Shatter Our Silence and fighting suicide, making suicide awareness in the schools, putting on educational workshops and such to help make sure people understand that, yes, there are thoughts like that and you can combat them. And Kevin's got some ways to do that.
Kevin is such a great guy. I look so forward to the 2 or 3 times a year he's on with us, and meeting him twice a year at the at our event. It's good conversation. He's such a down to earth guy. And that's what I love about him. He is the perfect person to do that type of work because I think he relates to everybody.
He does.
Just a wonderful, wonderful guy. By the way, I had to find your, I've had so many texts in the last week or so that yours was like 25 texts down. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Anyway, I sent it.
All right. And also one more thing. Kevin had the principal over at Rockford Christian School as the keynote speaker for the event Thursday night. His name is Matt Nyberg. What a dynamic young man. Wow. He was a great speaker. And I really, really appreciated his contribution to the evening at the SOS banquet there at Prairie Street. So Matt, pleasure to meet you, buddy. And looking forward to doing stuff in the future with you and hopefully Rockford Christian School. Our guest today is coming to us representing Rosecrance, and some of us might have a clue what Rosecrance even is. So we're going to ask Shannon Kelly to fill us in on all things Rosecrance today. And welcome to the In Crowd 815 podcast, Shannon Kelly.
Thanks for having me.
Good morning.
This early morning.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because you know what I find, and I'm gonna put this out there as a challenge to all the other folks out there who are involved in things like not-for-profits and such. You find out people's true passions and what they really care about when you ask them to do something off the clock.
Yes, absolutely.
This is off the clock. We are on a Saturday morning. There are very few people there. We've had guests before that have been on call, that they were technically working while being on the podcast. Most are not. The great majority are not on the clock, and I'm assuming that you are not right now. So thank you for carving out time for us.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Wait till she finds out you're not paying her for this. It's like, something's wrong with my computer. I can't hear you.
I'll send you my Venmo later.
The invoices we get. Oh my gosh. Now, so tell us, we'd like to start out by learning about our guests off of the career path first. So tell us a little bit while Tom's dogs bark in the background.
You can hear that, huh? I thought I was in a soundproof room.
Where did Shannon Kelly grow up? Are you a lifelong Rockfordian?
I am born and raised right here in Rockford. Grew up, I graduated from Boylan Catholic High School. And then I went on to Michigan State University, where I received my bachelor's in journalism.
From a Titan to a Spartan.
Yes.
That's not a big leap.
The colors were all the same, so my parents really appreciated that. They could, maybe wear a Boylan thing for a Michigan State thing and vice versa. But yeah, so kind of stuck with the theme there.
Okay. I bet you had some friends. I bet you had some friends give you some grief going to Michigan State when they were going to Illinois and Illinois State and stuff. I bet some of your Boylan friends gave you a little bit, not too much. I didn't have any friends going to University of Michigan, so I didn't have to have any major rivalries there. But it runs deep for sure.
I went to Rock Valley, which was at the time Trojans, and then I went to Trinity College, also Trojans.
There you go.
That was kind of interesting.
Well, how was your experience at Michigan State University? I've been in Michigan a few times, but I've never been on the campus at Michigan State.
It was amazing. The East Lansing is pretty much just a college campus town. It's, you have Lansing, the capital, a lot goes on there, but East Lansing is really just the campus. And it's so much fun. I mean, a Big Ten campus, anywhere you go, the atmosphere is amazing. It's a huge, huge campus. My walks to class would sometimes take 45 minutes, but it's a beautiful campus, but it's amazing. I met, so many amazing people there. I loved it. I felt like it was far enough away where I felt like I was away from home doing my own thing, but it was also, just a 5-hour drive to come back home whenever I needed to, but it was amazing. I loved it. I would encourage anyone to go there and experience it, but it's just super fun. Game days on campus, you can't beat it. We're going to, I'm actually going back later this fall for the Michigan State-Michigan game. So I'm super excited for that. I haven't been back to a game day in years. So I'm super excited to bring my fiance with me for his first game day experience up there too. So we're looking forward to it.
That is so cool. Go Michigan State, because I don't like Michigan.
I know. And unfortunately, I think if I was a betting woman, I think Michigan might come out on top again this year. Michigan State football has kind of been in a little bit of a rut, but that's okay. We'll make it work, and the atmosphere itself is super fun. So that's what we're going for.
Michigan State victory bet. Okay, thanks. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You know, Michigan isn't as tough as they were. I mean, they got a brand new quarterback. You know, so I don't know. Michigan State always has a great program, so I think you're good.
I've been more of a basketball Michigan State fan the last couple of years. They've been excelling in that way more than football. But when I was in school, they were really good at both. So it was a really fun time to go there too. My freshman year, they were in the Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl 2 more times after that, Final Four for basketball, Big Ten champion for basketball and football. So it was a super exciting time to be there.
Oh, and one other thing, I know we don't want to spend too much time on this, but at one point, there were 4 quarterbacks in the NFL from Michigan State. Whatever. Kirk Cousins. I can't remember them all now. It's been a while, and probably before your time, but that was amazing. There were literally 4 Michigan State quarterbacks in the NFL. And Michigan can't really boast that. I mean, yeah, they had Harbaugh and a few others, Elvis Gerbach or whatever, but I mean, I thought that was a pretty good stat. That was very good. And they were all good quarterbacks. They weren't just like, practice squad quarterbacks. They were all good. They started for a time. So anyway.
Michigan State is a good broadcast school.
It is, yes.
And after your graduation there, what was the goal? What did you think you were going to be doing as a career for the long term?
So I got my degree in journalism with a concentration in sports reporting, actually. So during my time there, I did a lot with Big Ten Network Student U, which is a student-run group at all of the Big Ten schools. And it's a broadcast group, and you'd go to kind of the smaller sports, and you would set up the cameras, and you would run cables, and you would set up the audio and the instant replay and graphics and all of that. So it was production 101. And then it would all be broadcast online on Big Ten Network, Student U. Big Ten Plus was like a subscriber thing. So really it was like just the parents that couldn't make it would probably log on and try to watch softball, baseball, soccer. We did field hockey. I had never been to a field hockey game before that. So we did that. And then, so my goal was to try to maybe get into sports, but upon graduating, you realize that those positions are few and far between. So I had an opportunity to interview at a couple stations back here in Rockford, and ultimately ended up at WIFR, where I was a general assignment reporter to start before moving into the anchor position. So I didn't really do too much with sports, but on Friday nights, they need all of the help they can with shooting those football games. So I was able to kind of scratch that itch and do that a little bit, which was fun.
That's a lot of fun being on the sidelines.
So
Boylan
fun.
is not far from my house. I worked for ROK. Greg and I both did. And I would go on the sidelines and with my clipboard and all that, my headsets. And then I'd report on Saturday morning because I had a sports show before Greg and I went on. And it was just so much fun. I loved it. Now we're doing a podcast, which I love as well.
I'm not sure how many people realize just how crazy Friday nights are for the news stations locally. Because I've been doing PA announcing for the Christian Life Football for, 12, 15 years, something like that. And last night, both Scott Leber and Derek Bain were at our game, our 8-on-8 football game. It was homecoming, so I know they wanted to give a little shout out to the teams on a homecoming night. But they were there for their, to get their quick little highlights and go to the next game.
Yeah.
And these are guys who normally shouldn't have to be doing that anymore. They should be in the studio, but they were out there with their cameras and doing their things. And I'm sure there was a couple other people that I missed because I didn't either recognize them or I was too busy doing what I was doing. But Friday nights are intense.
It's crazy. They can make it to 3, sometimes 4 games in one night and then make it back to the station and cut it all before 10 o'clock, which is super impressive. And like you said, something that people don't really often realize, but we were at a a high school football game earlier this year, and I saw, the reporter coming up, and I'm like looking at I'm like, he's got to get going. Gotta get back. He might have another game to go to. Like I was stressed out for him rather than watching the game.
Right. Right. I wonder how much AI is going to be able to help with that. Hey, edit this video. I need 5 15-second clips. Go.
Oh my gosh, that would be super helpful for them. That's for sure.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. So you spent some time on the TV here in Rockford, and after spending some time at Channel 23, you moved on to something else. Well,
I did. I moved into public relations and marketing for Geronimo Hospitality Group, which is up in Beloit. They have if you're familiar with Beloit, all of the hotels, Hotel Goodwin, Ironworks Hotel, the restaurants. So we did PR for Hendricks and Geronimo, and it was so much fun. I loved it. It was a nice change of pace. It felt like a seamless route to go. I was receiving, at the news, receiving press releases and media notices to then writing them and sending them out and pitching to media. So I felt like I was able to kind of be able to be that voice and be like, I know how to pitch. I know what they're looking for. And so it was a really seamless transition and so much fun. So much fun. I loved it.
It makes a huge difference because, like you said, it's when the TV stations and radio stations and such get these press releases, a lot of times they're completely useless. It's like, who wrote this? And for someone who's been in broadcasting and knows what the broadcasting team is looking for, hey, if we craft that opening paragraph in such a way that they can just copy and paste it, they'll use it.
Yes. And I'm like, if you can spoon feed them, send them pictures, send them videos, send them an interview that's already been transcribed, they will literally use it because it's one less thing they have to do. So
you just save 10 minutes of their life and they can move on to the next thing.
And you said the magic word. You said seamless. And I know from various jobs I've had, when you move into a job and you're like, oh, I got this, it takes away all of the consternation, all of the frustration, all of the, oh my God, am I going to, what about this? What about that? I think that's awesome. And you are lucky that
a lot of fun. And
you're blessed.
Right. And they had they have a great team up there too. The marketing team up there is full of amazing people. And so it was really awesome to transition to that and be a part of a team that was super welcoming, and everyone on the team was so inspiring. So when you work with a group that is talented and inspiring, it makes going to work super enjoyable.
That's cool. That's good. And some people might not know who Geronimo is. It's real quick, just what is Geronimo?
Sure. So Geronimo Hospitality Group is kind of partners with Hendricks Commercial Properties. So most people are familiar with Hendricks Commercial Properties up in Beloit. Diane Hendricks, it's one of her companies. She's obviously started ABC Supply up there. Hendricks is more of the real estate development side of things, and Geronimo is the hospitality side of things. So I like to think Geronimo is a little bit more fun than the real estate development, depending on who you ask. But yeah, so Geronimo owns and operates hotels, restaurants, clubs up in Beloit, but also all over the country, in Indianapolis, Boise, Idaho, Santa Barbara, California. So when I was there, I got to travel a little bit with that. And it was amazing. All good things.
It's way more than Beloit. I think a lot of people don't realize just how big Geronimo is. And, ABC Supply obviously is a huge company.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. So after spending a few years there, what brought you to Rosecrance?
Yes. So I was approached about a job opening at Rosecrance a couple years ago, actually, before I even, took the plunge this summer. And I was approached with a job opening, and I was kind of considering it, but then I was like, I feel like I hadn't done enough at Geronimo. I feel like I hadn't accomplished what I needed. And I was kind of like, thanks for the interest and looking out, but I'm just not ready yet. Maybe later. And so fast forward to this summer, they reached out again. I was like, hey, we got this position open, thinking of you. And I was like, okay, let me think about it. And I felt like if I was going to make another move, now is the good time to do it. And then I was interested in coming back, kind of working in the Rockford business scene again and being back here. So that also was super intriguing. And I met with our executive director and we had coffee, and she told me all about Rosecrance and the foundation and what we do. And it was super great. It was a great conversation. And then I went home and I was like, gosh, I think I think I might apply for this. I think this might be a good time. I think this is something that I want to do. So I did and interviewed, and next thing you know, I'm back here working at Rosecrance. My mom actually worked at Rosecrance too back in the day. I say back in the day, but it wasn't that long ago. But she worked actually for Rockford Public Schools and was a school teacher at the Rosecrance Griffin Williamson campus off of Rote Road out there. So she had some experience there. And when I told her I was interviewing, she's like, oh my gosh, she was like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to sway you or, persuade you to do anything. But she was like, there's a reason why I was there for 30 plus years. And a lot of people that work there right now have been there for 20, 30 years, which is always a really good sign. So it's been a really great fit. And the work that they do is amazing.
And that's really the next question here.
Yeah.
When people ask you what is Rosecrance and what does Rosecrance do, what is the quickie little sound bite that you give them that this is what Rosecrance is?
So Rosecrance Behavioral Health is a nonprofit organization that helps those with mental health disorders and substance use disorders. I specifically work for the Rosecrance Foundation, which you have our website up here. Perfect. And the foundation is really the fundraising arm of Rosecrance Behavioral Health. So our goal with the foundation is really to ensure that anybody who turns to Rosecrance looking for help is able to receive it regardless of their ability to pay, whether they're underinsured, uninsured. We want to make sure that they are able to access the care that they need.
And generally speaking, and again, this is very generally speaking, but generally speaking, the people that often require the services of an organization like Rosecrance have a difficulty to pay. That's pretty fair to say, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So to have a foundation like this to help cover the costs, it really becomes a very, very integral part of our community to help people out that need this help.
Right. And we don't want, they say, 12 steps. The first step is, admitting, right? And it's hard enough to be able to do that. And then to, make the first step to walk into one of our doors and ask for help or make that call. And we don't want to have another burden on that individual where they're not able to access that care because they're not able to pay for it. We want to make sure that they're able to get the help that they need because, sometimes these folks who walk into our doors, they're at the end of their rope and they are, in the lowest of lows of their life. And we want to make sure that we can put them on a path toward recovery and where they feel a sense of hope. So that's where we come in. And it's really, truly life-saving work oftentimes. When you think about it, where people are, suffering and they don't know where to go. And the first step is being able to access the care that they need. And that's where we come in.
It really is. It's a life or death thing. I mean, I just was talking at the beginning of the show today about the SOS banquet that Kevin Polke has for the Shatter Our Silence, and the handful of organizations that are around the 815 area that specifically support the mental health needs of our community and fight the good fight of helping people realize there's something to live for. It's, yes, times might be tough right now, but you know what? This too shall pass. And how do you get that through to somebody who's struggling with whatever it is they're struggling right now? So, Rosecrance Behavioral Health, been around for quite a while.
Yes.
You obviously are fairly new there, but as far as work opportunities or volunteer opportunities, are there things that the community can plug into? Are there jobs to apply for? Is there volunteer opportunities that they can also maybe plug into at Rosecrance?
Yes, absolutely. We have lots of volunteer opportunities. Even if you just want to simply donate, we accept that anytime, all of the time. We host fundraising events throughout the year as well. Just coming up in a couple weeks on October 3rd, we have our masquerade event in Chicago. It's our Chicago benefit. So Rosecrance also has tons of locations. We actually have over 60 locations throughout the region. Some in Chicago, in the suburbs, Wisconsin, all the way out to Sioux City, Iowa. So we're kind of spread out all over the place, but we have our Chicago benefit in a couple of weeks, and that's unmasking the truth. And really kind of wanting to end the stigma there. So it's kind of a masquerade theme, and that'll take place at the Chicago History Museum. So we're really in the final stretch of planning stages for that and looking forward to it. And then we do host a Rockford benefit that takes place in May every year. So stay tuned for more on that. We are already planning for that event. It's going to be at Hard Rock Live. We hosted our last one this past May there as well. And then we host over 600 people at that one. So it's a huge event. Our biggest event in the organization is that Rockford benefit. So we're really looking forward to it.
So that'll be in May of 2026.
Yep.
At Hard Rock here in
Yeah.
Rockford.
And then we also have something that's somewhat new to the organization. We have what's called a President's Leadership Council, and it is a young professionals group. So Rosecrance has several boards. Like we have a Rockford Regional Board that's made up of, community and business members. And so we wanted to kind of have a board that is for young professionals where maybe they've never been a part of a board before. They don't know what that looks like or how, a board meeting is run. So we wanted to bring together a group of young professionals in our community to kind of get their feet wet of what that looks like. For them, it's a great networking opportunity. And for us, we're able to bring together a group of young professionals that can act as advocates for us in our organization. So that group, the Rockford President's Leadership Council, is hosting their first fundraiser this November at the UW Health Sports Factory. It's called Paddle for a Purpose, and it's a table tennis fundraiser. So we're super excited to host that. It's their first fundraiser as a group. So we're in the planning stages and getting it all figured out, but we're super excited to welcome the community to the Sports Factory and have a good time.
Nice. Good deal. Well, I'm putting in the chat the link to your website so people can click on it real quickly and go right to the website. For those who are on Rumble or Facebook or YouTube with us, you'll see that there. If you're not on those platforms, you'll probably have to type it in yourself. But rosecrance.org is the website. And obviously, there's a lot of information on the website. And if you can play pickleball, you can probably play table tennis. So
yeah, I think it goes hand in hand. It's an approachable event, so you don't have to have experience. It's just meant to be fun, and the funds that we will raise from that event will go toward purchasing some recreational therapy equipment for the clients at the Rosecrance Harrison campus. So kind of going hand in hand, we want to play some games to be able to raise some money for those clients to be able to take part in some recreational therapy activities and games, because that plays a crucial role in the recovery process too. Sometimes when you're, in intensive treatment, you want to be able to just have a little fun too and let loose and build some self-confidence and have a sense of normalcy sometimes. So games are a great way to do that.
That's a good point. Very good point. The latest post on your Facebook page says you are involved in United Voices for Children. It looks like something that is being done with, what is this all about? What is the United Voices for Children?
So that's another group that we are partnered with. So Rosecrance is also partners with the Methodist Church. Our Rosecrance was founded back in 1916 and really in the Methodist, with roots in the Methodist Church. So we partner with some organizations, here in this case, United Voices for Children, which advocates for children. And whether that means, getting them in housing, specifically that event from that photo, they hosted an event specifically targeting youth mental health and the resources that are often, available for children. We want to make sure that we can provide any kid in need. Rosecrance isn't just for substance use, it's for adolescents, it's for families. And sometimes when an adult is going through treatment too, sometimes it's hard on the family, and sometimes these families have children. So we want to make sure that they are taken care of as well. So it's really a family approach, and United Voices for Children helps us with that.
Nice. And as you can see here on the Facebook page, Rockford, Madison, Crystal Lake, Chicago, you're all over the place. So it's not just Rockford. And I got a feeling there's quite a few people who are seeing this for the first time going, I thought Rosecrance was just a Rockford thing.
And
It's
that's,
quite
I think that's fair. I mean, even having, my own mother involved in it, I thought it was just a Rockford thing. I thought it was just adolescence too for a while. I thought it was just for
Mhm.
people with substance use, addiction. And it's really not. It's expanded just so much. Adolescents, adults, there's programs specifically for first responders. There's groups for first responders to come in and get that, group therapy help because they're, they see a lot and they go through a lot, and we want to be able to offer support for them. We have programs specifically for veterans. We have people working for Rosecrance whose job is to literally go out into the community and find individuals who are unhoused and help them get on a path to be able to find housing and, find a job and get on a right path for recovery and finding, the best way to kind of jump back into, a sustainable life.
Nice.
So lots of different programs for all different kinds of people, and we want to meet them where they're at and get them the help that they need.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, we've been doing something kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun. It's fun for me anyway. I've been asking AI to help me with questions for our guests. So I have our AI questions of the week this week, and I'm curious to see how AI does with giving me questions to ask to Shannon Kelly, the Director of Development at Rosecrance. This first question it gave me, wow. I just want to prepare you because wow.
Hopefully he doesn't say that before my trivia.
Right. It says Rosecrance provides a wide range of behavioral health services, from substance use treatment to mental health care. How do you see the organization's mission informing your fundraising strategy? And how do you ensure that donors understand the full scope of the impact that their contributions have? This gets right down to it.
That's a great question, AI.
And you're
Greg.
Still new. Yeah, right. And you're still new enough to this that you're probably still getting up to speed as to all things Rosecrance even does. So this would be an unfair question is why I'm kind of saying wow to this whole thing.
Well, I am, I learn something new about the organization every single day, which I think is something that I really appreciate and love. But yeah, so our mission at Rosecrance is to provide the best opportunity, or provide help, hope, and the best opportunity for lasting recovery for individuals with mental health and substance use disorders. So when we go out and we want to fundraise, yes, of course, we want that mission to be the main focus of everything that we do. So we, how do you, it's kind of a heavy topic, right? So like when you introduce yourself, hi, I'm Shannon. Do you want to donate to this cause that,
you want to change someone's life and maybe keep them alive? How about that?
Exactly. So you really do. I mean, it's a heavy topic. It's in a heavy situation, but really, like we talked about before, it's life-saving work. And when you keep that at the top focus and as the main focus, it really kind of makes our job easy. Our mission, I think inspires people to help us raise, the money that we need to help these people. And the other thing is, I think it's safe to say that we all know somebody or have personal experience with mental health or with substance use. Everybody struggles with this, or everybody knows somebody who struggles with this. So I think it's also a cause that a lot of people can relate to, and it makes it relatable and makes it something that people want to contribute to.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know somebody who needs a service at least like this or similar to it.
Right.
So yeah, we find that connection. You find that connection and it usually turns into something. And that actually leads to the second question on here, which is really great. What is your philosophy on building long-term donor relationships? Do you have any examples of cultivating a donor from a one-time gift to a major or planned gift? And obviously you're building that now. So
yes.
Is there a strategy kind of in place to work toward having those long-term relationships with either businesses or individuals to support Rosecrance?
Right. That's really the goal, right? When you can invite somebody to a benefit and they maybe support you in purchasing a ticket, we want to make sure that they feel really connected to our mission and really want to continue with those gifts. And so when we follow up with them and we want to invite them out for a tour at one of our locations. So We invite anybody who's interested if they want to learn more. I will take anybody on a tour of any of our locations. We will send them, updates on new programs that we're offering. And really, it's just getting to know the donors. So if you get to know them on a personal level and you take them to lunch and you realize that they have a real passion with first responders, and then you tell them about the programs that we have that benefit first responders, and then they have that personal connection to maybe that aspect of the organization, and they want to support that. So then they can, figure out that, oh, I want these funds to go toward that specific program, and we will make sure that we direct that there. But we have longtime donors that have been part of our events and our organization for an incredibly long time. Gensler Gardens comes to mind. We do Flower Day every May, where a portion of the proceeds from that day over at Gensler's gets donated to Rosecrance. And that is a partnership that we have been so appreciative of. Similarly, Kelly Williamson does Roundup for Rosecrance during the entire month of May. So if you go there and go inside to Kelly's Market and get a coffee and some snacks, or even just get gas, fill up at the pump, you can round up, and then those proceeds will get donated to Rosecrance. So we have these community partnerships as well that contribute a ton, and those partnerships have been years in the making. And more is more, though. We're always willing to expand and welcome new people. So
I'm sure you're going to be meeting new people in the months
Yes.
and years ahead that have had their lives impacted by Rosecrance in some way, shape, or form. So
Absolutely.
they're out there. They're coming. So the third one here says a key part of a director of development's role is to collaborate with the organization's leadership and staff and board members to achieve your fundraising goals. How do you plan to engage and empower these different groups to be effective ambassadors and participants in fundraising efforts? I guess this question is kind of more about, obviously you're the spearhead of the fundraising, but the staff and the board members and other leadership, they need to be involved in that and buying into the efforts that you're doing as well. So is there some things going on behind the scenes that maybe you can kind of hint at that you guys do to make sure everyone's on the same page?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, there are so many programs and so many good things going on and so many locations. It's hard to keep up with it all. It's really, there might be something going on down in Champaign, but I'm up here in Rockford, so it's hard. So it is important to kind of check in with the people who are at these different locations, who are in, overseeing these programs, and being able to kind of talk about what programs are we needing help in, where do we need funds to be directed toward, and what kind of work are we doing, so that when we go out, we can say we're doing some really awesome work here for this specific program. But yeah, it's literally communication 101. You have to be able to be in contact with those people in leadership, get together, get on the same page, and learn as much as you can about it all. So I think one of the cool things about my job is that I get to learn everything there is to know. And I feel like I'm still continuously learning every single day. So yeah, it's just getting in touch with those leaders and making sure that you have a good grasp on everything that's going on. So easier said than done, I would say, but we're working on it.
And it's a lot of people. Do you know roughly how many people are employed by Rosecrance?
Oh gosh.
Or even just the Rockford Rosecrance?
Yeah. That I don't know off the top of my head, but 60 locations throughout the region. So
that's a challenge.
Thousands and thousands for sure. But even last year, I do know last year we served over 77,000 individuals across the organization. So that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
So
that is incredible. And there's one thing that you can't ever know: how many people you've helped that you just didn't know because they were maybe a party organization for a little while and then they left. But years later, they're like, oh my God, I remember that Shannon girl. What was her name? Shannon Kelly? Yeah, I remember her. And she was so awesome and so nice. And it helped me to go on and become a business owner or whatever. Those are the things you can't know. And I think it's incredible. And it's just a testament to doing the right thing, doing it as often as you can, and let the chips fall where they may. Planting a seed, basically, is what they really call it. And I think that's so wonderful. Rosecrance has been around for a while, and it's helped so many people. I know a lot of people personally who have benefited from Rosecrance in numerous ways. So God bless you guys for the work you do. That is awesome.
Thanks. And that's something that I've noticed too, working here, is the more people that you meet, the more people will say, I had a relative that went through treatment and is now, thriving and successful. And that's something that I really enjoy, is learning about all of the different lives that have been touched through our programs. And it's inspiring, and it's nice to know that what you're doing is helping change lives, save lives, and that's really fulfilling. And another reason why, I wanted to make the leap to Rosecrance is it's nice when you get up every day and you're like, okay, what we're doing really, really matters, and it's really changing someone's life. So that's really fulfilling.
Absolutely. Well, before I get to, I always ask AI for some funny or odd questions to ask our guests. Before I get to the one funny, there's 3 of them, but there's only one that I really want to ask you that makes any sense at all, and actually kind of is funny. Before I get to that though, and before we get to Tom's trivia for the week, is there anything we did not ask you about today that you wanted to make sure we touch on, either about the organization or another upcoming event, or about yourself, that we didn't ask you that you were kind of hoping that we would? We want to make sure we have cover all the bases you're hoping to cover today. Sure.
I think we had a good overview of the organization. That President's Leadership Council fundraiser, November 6th. You can go to give.rosecrance.org/paddle 2025. And you can also find it on our rosecrance.org website as well. It'll be up there too. But we will, we're really excited to host that. So I'm glad that we got to talk about that. And if there's people out there that are interested in joining that group, that young professionals group, feel free to reach out to me. My info is on that foundation page that you were sharing there, Greg. So happy to reach out, and I'll be here.
Awesome. All right. Well, the one funny question that AI gave me today that I think
I'm nervous.
Once you start using AI, and I've been doing this for a while now, so a lot of times it gives me the same 3 funny or odd questions to ask. So it's kind of like, come on, give me a little variety here. It gave me some variety this week, so I'm very happy about that. Want to interject some personality into our interview by asking this goofy question. If you had to convince a major donor to support Rosecrance, but you could only use interpretive dance, what would your routine possibly look like? It's a good question, it says, because it's completely unexpected and forces you to be creative and think outside the box. It will reveal if you have a sense of humor and an ability to connect to the organization's missing in an abstract, silly concept.
Okay, so I have to interpretive dance as a way to ask a donor to...
Interpretive dance to ask a major donor to support Rosecrance. That's a challenge. Now
I don't see a connection there. How am I, if I'm a potential donor, how am I supposed to figure that, oh, they're asking for donations? I mean, this is not a dance, Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
your money.
I guess the thing that I think of when I hear that question, it boils down to the song choice.
Ooh.
The dance that you do obviously is going to be interpretive of some situation or scenario. You're probably going to need a partner, which I understand you have a partner for Dancing with the Rockford Stars this upcoming November, right? So how's rehearsals going for that? Did it start already?
It did start. We have started. It's been good so far. We're just kind of figuring out what we're capable of doing. We've never had to really choreograph a dance together. So it'll be really interesting, but I feel like we have a good, solid foundation. I'm feeling pretty confident. Our dance choreographer teacher, Brandy, is awesome. She's been super great. So we're excited to see where it takes us, but I'm also kind of nervous, to be honest. But
well, this is a little outside your comfort zone, right? This
totally.
is a stretch. Saturday, November 22nd is this year's Dancing with the Rockford Stars, a sneaker gala.
Yes.
And proudly presented by our friends at Green State Credit Union. Thank you, Green State.
Yeah.
This should be really cool. You're going to be at Tabala basically a week and a couple days after our big event, the Mass
That's
Karaoke
right.
Contest. So this should be a lot of fun.
Yes.
And if I click on share and copy link, I can put link to this in the chat too, so people can go right to this and learn more about this year's.
Yes, that would be awesome. And you can purchase tickets or sponsor the event. And then you can also donate. And whether you buy tickets or anything, you can select, a couple who you want to support. So if you want to throw some votes our way, we will accept any and all. So we're super excited. And it benefits family counseling services, which is an awesome another nonprofit organization in our community that helps people in need and get the counseling services that they need. So kind of on the similar path that Rosecrance helps, but just another really awesome organization, and we're excited to support it.
There you are. There's you and Coop.
There we are.
There you go. You got to scroll down, friends. You got to scroll down a little bit because they buried Shannon at the bottom, thinking you might not find her down there, but there she is. So
we're there. Don't you worry.
Someone had to be at the bottom. That's just the way it is.
All right, so I have your song for you. It's Money Talks by AC/DC. Okay, so now we've got a good start. Money Talks.
I was thinking something more like whenever you need somebody, whenever something really heart-wrenching and
maybe like a lean on me kind of thing.
Lean on me, yeah.
Lean on me.
Do an interpretive dance to something like that to really pull at the heartstrings.
Yes.
That would be my suggestion.
We'll just take our dance from Dancing with the Stars, put a new song over it, and that'll be my dance.
There you go. There you go.
It's a little, because there's a strategy. The people that sign up for our mass karaoke trivia contest, I remind them that the karaoke portion, which is being judged by celebrity judges, you're trying to impress the celebrity judges, not only just with your singing skill, but with the passion, the energy, you got to come with something. You got to come with something. So if you pick a song that is slower, you better be a great singer, because you got to. If you're not 100% confident in your vocal ability, you need to pick something more upbeat and have fun with it. Otherwise, you're bringing the house down.
A Disney song works because everybody knows, oh, it's a Disney song. True. You can be animated. I remember your son Noah and your niece, I believe it was. Yeah. They did Hakuna Matata or something like that a couple of years ago, or a couple times ago. It was really good. It was very, very good.
Very entertaining. So, well, all right. So I think we covered all the bases. So the question now is if we are ready for some of this. All right, Tom, we got questions. You got questions. We got answers. Let's see if we can't get. My goal always, Shannon, is to get more than half. He's got 7 questions. If we can get 4, I'm really, really happy with my day.
I've got questions and answers. I went 7 for 7 on this, so try to keep up.
We'll try our best.
I asked AI for 7 questions. No, I'm kidding.
Don't do that, by the way.
All on my own. What's that?
Don't do that, by the way. I tried to come up with a trivia contest using AI. AI sucks at putting together trivia, and I'll tell you why. What trivia does what AI does trying to put together a trivia quiz, it gives you all correct answers. It can't give you wrong answers. It hates giving you wrong answers.
Oh.
So I tried a couple different ways. It was like, okay, so give me the sources of the correct answer so that we can at least find the most correct answer for the question. And then I had to change all the wrong answers or all the other right answers into wrong answers because it was AI hated giving me wrong answers. It was funny. Maybe it's changed.
Well, I don't think I'll have a problem giving you wrong answers.
Okay, well, you're a team, and here's what I did. Normally, there's 3 or 4 in the panel, Greg and a guest or 2 or 3 or whatever, and then I'll lax up on the 50-50s, but I give you all multiple choice because it's only fair. There's only 2 of you. So
all right.
Here you go. And Gregors, you can jump in. Obviously, you guys are a team. It's fine. All right. Question number 1. United States, state capitals. What is the capital of Connecticut? Or as some people like to say, Connecticut. That's what I like to say. What is the state capital of Connecticut? Is it New Haven or Hartford?
Well, Hartford had the hockey team, right? The Hartford Whalers played in Hartford, Connecticut.
Absolutely.
I think I'm going Hartford. I don't know. Now I'm second guessing it.
I know.
Second guessing is always kind of not a bad thing, but sometimes it can be a bad thing. So I would say I would
Haven
avoid second guessing, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't spent any time in the Northeast. I
Right, same.
road trip up there someday and do the
I-
whole
I
revolutionary.
almost misstated what I was trying to say when I said second guessing is not a bad thing. I was going to say second guessing is a bad thing at times, most of the time. That's what I was trying to say.
All right. Well, let's
You got it right. It's
look at
Hartford.
Hartford. All right. Woo. All right. We got one.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. One of the things I will never do is I will never let you talk yourself out of a correct answer. So if you've gotten it, I'm not giving you any hints or any help, but if you've gotten it, I will stop you pretty much
Cut 'em
right
off.
there.
Perfect.
All right. Now, this one here, I have options if you need them. I don't think you're going to need them. How many U.S. presidents were assassinated, meaning died at the hands of a bullet?
How many?
Not how many were attempted assassinated. There were quite a few more. Not quite a few more.
I mean, Kennedy, Lincoln, and then one other one I can't think of. I think there's three. I can't remember who
Well-
the third one is.
Well, I'm going to give you options. It's either 4 or 6.
Oh, I don't
my
think
gosh.
it's six. I don't think it's.
I would
six.
go 4.
Yeah.
And I would go, you're right.
All right.
It was McKinley and Garfield.
Garfield.
In fact, James Garfield was shot by a man named Charles Julius Guiteau. And you know where he lived? You know where he was from?
Illinois.
Freeport.
Freeport,
Oh.
Illinois.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yikes. All right.
And there were 6 that were attempted assassin. We had Ronald Reagan and we had Gerald Ford. But Reagan did get shot. He survived, obviously, and then Ford never got shot. There were shots fired, but never hit him.
No.
So, there may have been another too. I don't remember, but offhand. But anyway, all right. Here we go. Shannon, I apologize for this one because unless you're a Batman fan, you're probably not going to know this one. In the original Batman, what was Batman and Robin's butler's name? Was it Alfred or Andrew? In the original Batman, to the Batcave, Robin.
I
That was the
I
best
needed the
one of all.
50-50. I wouldn't have remembered it without the choices, but I do know who
Yeah.
it is now.
What was Batman and Robin's butler's name? Was it Alfred or Andrew?
I can hear Batman's voice saying Alfred.
Yep, you're
Yes,
correct.
I can hear him saying Alfred.
Good job, Greg.
Bruce Wayne. Oh shoot, what was the guy that played Bruce Wayne in the original TV Batman?
Adam West.
Adam West. Thank you, Adam
And
West.
then-
That's Adam West's voice saying Alfred.
And then Burt Ward was Dick Grayson, Robin, the boy wonder. I
I
loved it. That very first thing. Okay,
Ow.
Shannon, again, we're
Ow.
sorry. This is way
Ow.
above your, way past your time zone here. The very first part where they're coming out of the cave and they make the curve around and then the fence goes like that and they drive over it. I actually did that. My dad had a little bit of a picket fence there. I actually put the picket fence up near some bushes, and the bushes were a clean shot through to the alley. It's a wonder I didn't get hit by a car going down the alley. And I would run over the fence and go out into the alley and drive down the alley. I was a weird 30-year-old. What can I
You are-
say? Okay, all right.
we have 3.
Back to reality. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. All right, question number 4. You guys are 3-0. It's just like
Perfect.
Michigan State over
Yes.
Michigan.
Yeah, I
All
wish.
right. What year did Risky Business come out? I'm going to go ahead and not give you the options unless you need them.
Risky Business is an 80s movie, and here's the thing. I always guess. My initial guess is always later than it should be, so it's probably like pre-85. It's probably like an 84. Because my brain wants to believe it was like 87 or 88, but I think it was before that. It's probably like 84.
Okay, so your options are 83 and 86.
Ooh.
So that's 83.
83 is correct. 83 is correct.
Yeah.
4-0. 4.
Like you're carrying us.
Hello.
So
Come on,
woo.
come on.
All right. All
If
right.
only we could do music rounds. Otherwise, we can't play music. Otherwise, because YouTube would shut it down. So we don't.
Yeah.
I can sing it. How can I be sure in a world? There you go. That's tell me who sings that one. They're probably going to shut us down for that, right?
I don't know.
Spot on with those little rascals vocals. All right. All right. What is Dr. Drew's last name? Dr. Drew, of course, all over YouTube, all over TV, you know, famous.
Doesn't his last name
medical
start with a
doc-
P?
It does. And I
Starts with
got
a P.
Pinsky or Peterson.
Dr. Drew. He's not the pimple popper, is he?
No,
Yeah.
This
No,
is
that's,
this is a different doctor.
that's a gal. That's oh, what is her name?
I
I
think
don't know.
her first name is Sandra, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
So Dr. Drew's got I think he's had a couple different TV shows. Pretty sure it's
Yes.
Pinsky is what I want to say, but I'm not confident.
I always love First Instincts. I think that's
Right.
a wonderful idea.
going with the
Dr.
Pinsky.
Drew Pinsky.
All right.
All right. This is really good. This is really good. Shannon, here's another one that is going to be way, 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 way above your pay grade on this one. So, because this goes back a ways. Who created the proverbial wall of sound? Greg, I'm going to just let you answer this one without options. And then I'll give you the options if you need them. Because I promise you options on all of them. But
I know my first instinct was Moody Blues, but I think it's somebody else.
well,
Sound.
it's all about the P's today, apparently. I'm going to give you two options. Is it Pink Floyd or Phil Spector?
I don't think it was Pink Floyd. I think it was Phil Spector. Pink Floyd had their own thing.
Yeah, Phil Spector is correct.
Phil
Ronnie and the
Spector.
Ronettes.
Oh,
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I love that song. God,
oh
that's
right. Well, another
all right,
one of
you guys
those.
are 6-0. 6 and 0. All right, Michigan State, you've scored your touchdown. Now it's time for the extra point.
Let's
kick
go,
it through,
extra
okay?
point.
Got it.
All right, retail therapy. Now, this isn't exactly what I was hoping for, but this is what came to mind. I was trying to get at least one geared toward the guest, and I thought, well, I'll ask her a Rosecrance question. And then you answered 2 or 3 questions that I could have thought of, like when did it begin, and how many people does it serve, and all that. So, all right, retail therapy or retail shopping. In the name J.C. Penney, what does the J and the C stand for? And there are no options on this one.
No options.
No.
Wow, I thought you said there were options on all of them.
Well, we're 6-0,
Well,
so we got.
I did actually. I did, but
Wasn't his name Cash? Wasn't fun.
okay,
Wasn't it
okay,
funny?
so what I was gonna do, you are right. I'm sorry, Shannon, you're right. I said all I needed was just one. That was what I was
Oh.
saying here. So that was kind of helping. I will say, you are you're gonna win because yes.
The middle
Try and
name
get
was
them both, but you're right.
something
Blank
Cash.
Cash Penny.
Ooh.
Jeremiah, some older name, right? Something from old school.
Bible name.
Yeah. Bible name.
John.
Oh, you're so close.
Jonathan Cash
It's
Penny.
his brother.
Johnny Cash. Hey. No.
Oh,
It was James. It had to be James then. James
Cash Penny.
James
There you
Cash.
go.
J.C. Penny.
Love it.
You guys kicked the extra point. Michigan State 7,
Let's-
Michigan nothing. That's how it ends that way, right? Very good. You guys are 7-0. Nicely done.
Well, we've got again. The link is in the chat here for the upcoming Dancing with the Rockford Stars that Shannon gets to participate in this year. You lucky gal. Hope you and Coop do great.
Thank you. We're excited.
It's going to be fun no matter what happens, and no matter who wins or what. How much money is raised. It's going to be another fun event that is being put on by this great organization. And thank you to all the sponsors who made that possible. And then our event coming up, we got a countdown clock on incrowd815.com for the next Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest. 54 days, 11 hours. until our next Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest, sponsored by Medicare 411. We've got a $5,000 grand prize going to the winning team's chosen not-for-profit. So if you have a not-for-profit near and dear to your heart that you want to play for, a team of 8 is all that's needed. Each team has a business represented, a not-for-profit represented, and you don't have to sing if you don't want to. Just one person on your team, at least one person on your team, has to sing the karaoke portion of the contest. It doesn't have to be the whole team. We did have a whole team sing one last year. Remember that time the whole Title Underwriters team up there and sang?
I did. Yeah, I do remember that.
You were all
I don't think there were enough microphones.
There weren't. We had like 4 of them holding microphones.
They were doubling up on them. Yeah.
It was fun. So anyway, we have 8 of the 12 teams filled up for that. And so there's still a chance for you to be a part of our next Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest. Shannon, I hope you enjoyed your time with us today. And
I did.
Worthy of your investment of time.
Yes, definitely. It was fun being with you guys, playing trivia, talking all of the things. So love it.
And remember, money talks. That's your interpretive dance. Money talks. Money talks. There you go.
I need to figure out how to do this and this at the same time.
Wow.
All right, Shannon. Well, you have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the big event.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
All right, our
My
race
goodness,
to 10.
what an amazing guest.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I warned her we might take up the whole hour with her because, when we only have one guest, we often go down many bunny trails. So here we are an hour later.
Hey,
5
how
to
many
5.
people get to spend an hour with this famous duo here? You and me, Come on now.
Somebody else in this room.
You got a mouse in your pocket.
27,000 is the big number of the week this week. And the answer is it NFL or Nintendo. You gave me your guess, and I am changing the score right now. The NFL is back. Football's back. Week 3 has already started, and Miami actually put up a fight against Buffalo. Everyone was expecting a big blowout, and it didn't happen. Miami defense. They have a defense. So the Wilson Company makes footballs for the NFL, and they need a lot of footballs for the games this season. Tens of thousands produced in team practices and promotional and event giveaways, but actual for the games, the NFL will need 27,000 footballs. I'm going to take you guessed Nintendo, so I'm going to take the point this week. Nintendo is bringing back the Virtual Boy. The 1995 3D gaming console was a major flop, but they're bringing it back now as a Switch and Switch 2 accessory. If fans want to get a replica, it's $100. If you want to get the cardboard one, like it was originally made, it was $25. You can play stereoscopic games that Nintendo is adding to its subscription service. This is probably going to do a little bit better now that people are more into the virtual side of gaming and stuff. So Nintendo's bringing back Virtual Boy. We'll see how that goes.
I'm not a video game fan. I'm not a Nintendo fan. No Sega, no nothing. I do not do video games. I was pretty good with Pac-Man though back in the day, and Asteroids, and that's about it. Maybe Space Invaders, but other than that, no.
We had a PlayStation. Was it PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2? And got a game called Jack and Daxter. That's the only game I've really been intense about, that I just felt like I had, because it was one of those games where you could actually complete the game. It wasn't just free roaming. It never ends. It was
hey, you get to the next level. I'm already on level 256. How many levels are there?
It was 9 or 12 levels or whatever. You could complete.
We'll let you know when you get to level 500.
Right. Well, thanks again to Shannon Kelly for joining us from Rosecrance and sharing all things Rosecrance. We do have, by the way, our ticket site up for, where did it go? I had it up here earlier. Oh, there it is. We are now selling early bird tickets for the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest. If you want to attend and witness the spectacle that is the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest without being on a competition team, you can do so. The tickets are just $15 with a few service charges on there at tinyurl.com/incrowd815. I will put that in the chat as well. But you can get your tickets now. It'll be at the event itself at Tabala Event Center on Thursday night, November 13th at 7 p.m. There's a $5,000 grand prize sponsored by Medicare 411 that'll go to the winning team's chosen not-for-profit. We also have two $1,000 prizes that we'll be giving away thanks to Gemini Solar and Waldom Electronics. So the team that scores the highest trivia score without winning the whole contest will win $1,000 for their not-for-profit. And the team scoring the highest karaoke score without winning the entire grand prize will also be winning $1,000 for their chosen not-for-profit. So thanks to Gemini Solar and Waldom Electronics for taking care of those things. Some other great sponsors making this possible include Iverson Painting, Envoy Mortgage, Jess Riley, JW Innovative Coaching, Haas Towing, Quest 7, and Landscape Connections as well. So thank you to those folks for helping to make this all possible. 8 teams already signed up. We still have room for 4 more. InCrowd815.com. Let us know if you want to be a part of it. All right. Any other final shout outs before we send you to Cleveland, Muddy?
Well, I wanted to talk a little Packer football if we could, but
you can. You've got time.
Yeah.
You're the one that's on a jet today.
Oh no, my grandson's soccer game is at 11.
Oh.
So and then we're gonna go see the soccer game, and then we're gonna shoot out. It's at Sports Court 2. So then we're gonna shoot out I-90 from there. So it's actually gonna work out well. I have a couple of hours, but I got to get stuff ready. I've got most of it ready. So I've got time. I just didn't want to be on till 10. We've been doing 10 o'clock for the last a few times now. So
Packers Cleveland. The one fear that I have we talked about last week was the one fear that I have is that this might be kind of a trap game, that they might look past Cleveland to their next opponent. So
I honestly do not believe that Matt LaFleur will let them do that. Now I say that, and then I go back to that the Packer Bear game last year, and I'm not sure what he was thinking. You know, you bury them, you put them away, and in the second half, you rest everybody. But from the beginning of the game, I felt like something's not right here. This just feels weird. It feels like we're doing a lot of 3 and outs. We're running Josh Jacobs up the middle, off tackle, up the middle again. You know, it's 4th and 4. You know, okay. Instead of kicking a field goal, we're just going to try and punt it in the coffin corner. Or worse yet, we're going to go for it on 4th and 7 and throw a bomb to the end zone that goes into the stands. It was just the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing. So I hope Matt LaFleur learned his lesson. I do. But, you know, so tomorrow's game, there are 2 things that scare me. The trap game aspect of it, yeah, but I think that happens to teams that are a little less mature. Now, funny thing is, they're the youngest team in the NFL for the 3rd straight year, but they've got a maturity about them. Do you think Edgerrin Cooper falls into the category of being immature, young, whatever? No, Edgerrin Cooper's a bona fide stud. Yeah. Do you think? Well, certainly Micah Parsons. He's a 5-year vet now, and he's going
early
to
in the
terrorize.
season. That helps too. The fact that it's early in the season. Mm-hmm. If this was week 7 or 8 or 9, maybe it'd be a little bit more of a worry. But I think you're right about that. It's
so I don't see that as a big thing. The biggest issue I see is that Myles Garrett is going to do what Micah Parsons does. So this could be a very big defensive struggle. Maybe Jordan Love throws an interception or 2. Maybe Myles Garrett gets in there, gets an arm up and hits his arm, and the ball flutters and it's an interception. Jordan Love, by the way, hasn't thrown an interception in over 200 passes. 9 games. 9 games. He hasn't thrown an interception. I don't believe in jinxes, so don't say, oh, you jinxed him. I don't believe in jinxes. So because the jinx police or whoever's in charge of jinxes would have to get a hold of that. And, you know, so I don't believe in that.
No.
That's the only thing that, because Zach Tom is out, and We've got Aaron Banks going in his stead. Aaron Banks was a little bit injured, but he's just not as good as Zach Tom, hence Zach Tom's your starter. And that could be a problem. It could be a problem. So what I would do if I were Green Bay, if I were Josh Jacobs, I would be very, very innovative, very quick passes, get the ball out quick. This is what teams need to do against Green Bay
Right.
when they're on offense, is
Right.
take Micah Parsons out by not only double teaming him, but also by having quick passes, quick hits. Boom, 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 boom. You do that against Green Bay, and you're going to run into Edger and Cooper, Quay Walker, Micah if he doesn't rush. So it's a tough prospect there. Cleveland's defense is good, but it's not as good as Green Bay's. So in the quarterback versus defense for Green Bay versus Cleveland, and then quarterback versus defense for Joe Flacco versus Green Bay, we win all day, every day.
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. I think you're going to see Dylan Gabriel or maybe even Shedeur Sanders tomorrow. That's what I think. Because I think what's going to happen is Joe Flacco is going to go like 6 for 14 in the first half with an interception, 4 sacks, and probably limping off the field. I'm not hoping that. I'm not hoping he gets injured. I don't want him to get injured. But what I'm saying is a couple good hits on a 40-year-old, 41-year-old quarterback. By the way, the dogs are saying hi.
Hi,
But,
dogs.
a couple
small to read.
Couple good hits on a 40-year-old, 41-year-old quarterback who cannot run, but he's spot on. He's good. He can pick you apart. But good luck with that defense, with that secondary. Good luck. I think this game is going to be 37-13. That's what I think the game is going to be.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I just do, because I've seen this movie before. Cleveland could keep it tight, just like Miami did against Buffalo. I'm with you. I thought the game was going to be 40-10. I did.
Right?
It ended up 31-21. They beat them by 10, but that was a last-second field goal.
Tied at halftime. It was tied in the third. It was close.
Were it not for a really poor decision by Tua Tagovailoa, he just comes back. He had the perfect guy. He had him open, and all of a sudden, the linebacker just runs right into in and grabs it. Ball game. That was it. If Wayne Larrabee were calling the game, he would have said, "There is your dagger." For those of you who don't know, Wayne Larrabee is a Packers radio announcer.
Yeah, he's so excellent. So it's Packers-Browns noon game tomorrow. The Sunday night game next week is Packers at the Cowboys, which should be fun.
Yeah.
The Bengals are without Burrow now, so when the Bengals come to Lambeau on October 12th, it shouldn't be a problem, but who knows?
Well, Jamar Chase could catch passes in a phone booth.
Amazing.
This guy is so good.
He's amazing.
And T. Higgins is good. Cincinnati is 2-0. They are 2-0, but that first game, who did they beat the first game? I can't remember, but they beat Cleveland. And it took Cleveland missing an extra point and missing a field goal that would have essentially won it, because the game did go into overtime, I believe. I think it did. Or it was at least close. Maybe it wasn't overtime. I think it was 21-20 or 20-19. So no, it didn't go into overtime. But Cincinnati's not exactly a world beater.
Yeah, but don't count them out. And then they got the Cardinals in Arizona, and then Sunday Night Football against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. There's a real argument to be made that the Packers start the season out 6-0, 7-0, but they've got to get by. They got to get by. Now the Browns first. That's the thing. Don't look past the Browns.
Yeah, exactly. But we can do it. We're watchers. We're fans. We can do it. Green Bay will not do it. I think there's something special about this team this year. Rasheed Walker said it best. He said, "Look, this team could go undefeated." I don't like him saying that. Because all it does is it's bulletin board material. He's not saying we're so much better than everybody else. What he's saying is every single game we play, we go out there with the mentality that we are as good, if not better, than the team we're playing. Mm-hmm. There is something to be said for the best team in football, whether it's Green Bay, whether it's Philly, whether it's Baltimore. It's not Kansas City. They're 0-2. They can't be. But so right now, the top 3 best teams in football are Philly, Baltimore, Green Bay, and not necessarily in that order. And we're
No.
going to play Baltimore and we're going to play Philly this year.
There's your.
We'll see what happens.
There you go. Philadelphia is down there, November 10th.
Yeah. And Baltimore, I want to say, is like after that. I think Baltimore is late in the season, like week 15, week 16, somewhere around in there.
Ravens at Packers, December 27th.
Yeah.
Week, 16 or 17, if you will. But yeah, it's
so it's the 16th game, and then we end with Detroit.
The Vikings.
No, Vikings.
Yeah,
That's right. Because we played Detroit in Detroit on Thanksgiving. You want to talk about a barn burner right there. We do play Detroit on Thanksgiving, correct?
The noon game Thanksgiving.
Whew, man, that's going to be. Let me just say one thing about Detroit. One of the main reasons why I can't stand Detroit is I don't like their head coach.
Right.
Dan Campbell was humiliated in that first game. Now, you can argue, well, you don't have Ben Johnson, you don't have Aaron Glenn. Oh, and by the way, Ben Johnson took some of his staff with him, and so did Aaron Glenn. So they've completely and totally restructured that whole thing. So Chicago comes to town. It's their home opener in Detroit. You went 15-2 last year. You might have went to the Super Bowl, maybe not, but you lost a game you shouldn't have lost to Washington, but you lost it because your head coach is a boob. I'm sorry, I don't like Dan Campbell. I don't like his.
He's aggressive, Tom. He's just aggressive. Come on.
He's aggressive. Okay, fine. You call it what you want. By the way, I love the background. I love this effect.
There we go.
Yeah.
Go.
You call it what you want. I'm going to say he's a B-O-O-B. Can we say boob on YouTube? We say boob tube all the time. But anyway, that would be a great boob tube. Well, never mind. That's I'm not even going to go there. And I wasn't thinking what you thinking I'm thinking. I was just saying it'd be like old TV clips or something on YouTube. Call it boob tube. But anyway, people would mistake that for something else. Okay. So what I'm saying is Dan Campbell says to his team, look, we're going to defend our territory. We're going to play the Bears. It's an interdivision game. We cannot go 0-2, so we're giving it all we got. They put up 52 points. You know who scored the final touchdown in that game?
Who was
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
St. Brown. He had like 2 or 3 touchdowns that game. So
he did. You tell me why Amon-Ra St. Brown is still in the game late in the fourth quarter when you're up 45-21 or whatever the score was.
That's a good
point.
Why?
Because Dan Campbell wanted to hammer it home. Now, I never, ever, ever will wish for an injury in the NFL or anything, period. I will never wish for that. But what would have happened if Amon-Ra St. Brown comes down and tweaks his ankle and he's out 6 to 8 weeks with a high ankle sprain? What would have happened? Why were you in there, dude? Why was he in there?
Trouble.
This is what I'm saying. Dan Campbell, he doesn't use this head. He uses his gut or his instinct or his heart or whatever. He's not making good decisions as a coach. And that's why I say, don't worry too much about Detroit. I mean, they're obviously still a good team. You don't just fall off the wagon because you lost a couple of coordinators. They still have the desire. They still have the talent. They're going to be there toward the end.
St. Brown is good. Their running backs are good.
But I still think their biggest liability is their coach. I do. Oh, and by the way, their offensive coordinator, he did nothing against Green Bay. Nothing against Green Bay. You went up against a team that was far better than you, or at least better than you, and you lost essentially 27-6. That last touchdown, I'm still not sure he was completely in. I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But that took a miraculous Odell Beckham Jr. type of a catch for that, and then it was 27-13. That was a bummer. That was a bummer. I was hoping for 27-6. But anyway, so when we play them again, they're going to be out for blood. They are. It's Thanksgiving. We beat them a couple of years ago in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. I remember that game. That was an awesome game. And we can do it again, and we will do it again, I think. So I'm just I'm so excited about this season, about this team, and I'm excited that it's going to be different than it was last year. Last year was marred with injury and some poor coaching, I thought. And I hope Matt LaFleur learned his lesson. I really hope. This defense is just unbelievable. So,
well, you have an awesome trip. We'll meet again next week. We're going to have the executive director of Nature at the Confluence, Julie Urem, is going to be on with us. And then a couple of guys. Do you recognize this, Tom?
I do. Anavox, yes.
Anavox is having a reunion concert next month. We're going to talk with Nathan Fry and Rob Petrie next week about that right here on the In Crowd 815 podcast.
Yeah. Rob and Laura. I asked him, I said, is it Petrie or Petrie? And they did say Petrie. So
Petrie.
And maybe he's changed it now. Maybe because you can change the pronunciation, you know.
I get it wrong. I say
no, you might be right. I may be wrong.
I don't remember.
Maybe I called him Petrie, and he said, no, it's Petrie. But
you can correct.
I mean, you look at a Petri dish, and that's how it's spelled. So I always asked him why they didn't name their son Richie.
Because that would have been too much.
That would have been too much.
That would have been too much. All right, friends. Hey, remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same. Meet you back here next week for another In Crowd 815 podcast. Go, Pat, go, and safe travel, buddy.
Wait a minute.
It worked.
There we go.
Bye.
815 in crowd. 815 in crowd.